Hi folks, one last video for the week. So about 4:30, 5:13, Tuesday, 22 and change degrees, and from Fahrenheit we're at about 72. I want to name this video Joy. Not the girl's name Joy. The joy of living a life that's fun. This bike, for some of you, you would say, oh man, kind of got ripped on it, right? Third and fourth gear shot. You know, it's not worth much. What a piece of crap. But I have to tell you, I was just doing figure eights on my front lawn with it. You know, round and round. And it reminded me back to when I was in high school. Junior in high school. Dated a girl named Lynn, and her parents had a farm. Back then there were farms. Parents had a farm in Orange County, right near Steward Airport land. And she had, I don't know if it was a Kawasaki, a Yamaha, a Suzuki. It was not a Honda, because even back then I loved Hondas. It wasn't a Honda, but it was one of the other three. Might have been a Suzuki. Actually, it could have been Kawi, Suzuki, or Yamaha. It could have been any of them. It was a two-stroke. And she and I used to ride it back to the land that at that point was transitioning. The Steward Airport base, the Steward Air Force base, was closing. This was back in the 1974-75 time frame. So it was closing, and the land was transitioning to New York State, and they were beginning Steward Airport. There's an airport in Newburgh known as Steward Airport. And we used to take her bike and ride all around the roads back there for hours. And a lot of the houses had been removed, but the lawns were there, the shrubberies were there, the front stoops were there in some cases, the masonry barbecues were in the back in some cases. There was even some flagpoles up. The telephone poles were still there, the driveways were still there, the blacktop was still there, but the houses were gone. The foundations were knocked over, filled in. They put dirt on top, and they had planted grass on it, so the foundations were gone, but everything else was still there. And once again, in some cases, including the stoop and the masonry barbecues out back. And we used to ride back there for hours. It was kind of apocalyptic. It was cool, and you know, she and I got along great. I mean, how could two teenagers not get along great, right? Two kids on a motorcycle, cruising around thousands of abandoned acres. So, yeah, we used to do that. Well, riding this thing around for a while, it brought me back to those days. It made, you know, I remembered Lynn again, and I remember riding back there, and just the fun that we used to have. We used to laugh and, you know, tickle each other and chase each other around. I'd park the bike, chase each other around. I mean, it was just a real fun time. The simple joy of it and the joy of remembering it as I was doing those eights. Well, I figured I'd show you guys this too. So, this bike is a tad older than I thought. According to the plate, it's a 2004. And it was made in, what is that, April 04? And that's who made it. SDG Motors. The brand is SDG, date of manufacturing 2004, and it looks like 04. Type. Speed Mini. Oh, '09, so it's probably an '05. Speed Mini, displacement 107. And that's who made it. Anyway, even though only first and second work, seems to start easy, the clutch works good. It's a fun little bike to ride. I don't think I'm going to break into that engine right away. I think I'm going to leave it complete and intact. I'm going to finish putting the plastic on. I'm going to clean this up a little bit because it keeps, every time I climb on and off, this thing bites me. So I'm going to clean the plastic up a little bit. I'm going to finish putting the seat back on it. But I'm going to leave it just as it is. And quite honestly, ride it just as it is for the time being, because it's just fun. It just brings joy to the spirit to be able to get on there and zip around. The suspension's good. The front brake does drag a little bit. I can loosen that up, and I probably will. But it's just a hoot to ride around on. Just simple joy. And the question I have for those of you with whatever hobbies you have, what's simple joy worth? What's it worth to you to be able to do something that just brings you satisfaction, happiness, joy? That rig right there, I mean, she was a rat. She was on her way out. She was done for all intents and purposes. Redid the starter. They gave me all the pieces. I didn't have to pay anything for that. Bike was $220. Tires, I don't know, what were these, 30, 35? Gas tank was a $3 item. The CD box, eventually I'll figure the wiring out, but the portable CD box, I already own it. Right? Got some parts from my friend Stoney up there on the Hudson. Riding it, having it, knowing that I got it running, brings a satisfaction, a joy, a happiness. A lot of you guys display that when you work on your stuff. Musty One, when he takes that Volkswagen single cab out and shows it to everybody, they gotta bring a happiness, right? A joy, a thrill to be able to say, look, I built this, I made it, I got it to go. Even WTBM 123, I think that's it. Will's father there. Getting that golf cart running, so now that you could go out and ride it and play with it and enjoy the heck out of it. Some of you guys, other guys working on stuff, once you get the stuff running and working and usable, such that it's rideable, it's got to bring a joy to you, got to bring a happiness to you. I know it does for me. Guys, if you watch my channel, you probably have some of these skills. You might have more skill than me. Plenty of folks out there do. You might have still skills that you're still developing and you're not quite as far along as I am. That's cool. Just make sure you have fun and you enjoy it. You enjoy your skills. You enjoy your time. And you take the moments out for the simple joy, like hooting around on a stupid 110cc little bike or taking a monster out for a ride. That's what it's about, guys. We all work a lot of hours, worked a lot to get myself this house, these toys, still working, worked hard to get the kids through college and all. So, in between working, remember to take the time out and have some fun. Guys, keep your feet down, your head up. Thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you guys next week for the next episode of The Horde. This week is a 3-day run. I think I'm there for all 3. though my son may or may not be closing his new house. I'm not sure about that. The housing inspector looked it over and found his septic system, and I may quote, non-functional. Not weak, not in need of repair. The word the person used was non-functional. So obviously that has to get fixed. What's the use of buying a house that you have to put a porta potty into and you have to go elsewhere to take a shower, right? That doesn't quite work. So hopefully they're fixing that septic system, and if they do, I'll be taking a run out there to go through the closing with them. Make sure all that's kosher. By the way, did I put these tires on right? Are these aimed in the right direction? I think so. As you look from here, the points are aimed at me. As I look from here, the point's aimed at me. As I look from here, looks like the point's aimed at me. So, yeah, I must have done it right. Alright, folks, take care. We'll catch up with you guys later on this week. Saturday, Sunday, something like that. We'll see what we get into. Bye now. Once again, thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing.